Welcome to Tawlet El Sifra, dinner table. When I started doing these videos, the English language videos, I was thinking that it was going to be very easy because I have so much experience in here, and I have so much experience as an immigrant to the United States. But for some reason, when I'm putting the videos up on YouTube, they're finding words in there that are not kosher and I can't say it and whatever. And I'm thinking, why? I thought that YouTube was the venue where I can basically say what I want to say. And I don't say anything bad, though. I mean, I'm a G-rated person to start with. That's who I am. And I don't say anything political, but the word political might be political. So I've just decided, okay, well, I'm just going to put it out there and I'm going to talk about what I feel like, and hopefully you get the message. They'll let me post it, and I don't say anything mean about anybody. As a matter of fact, I feel like I'm always middle of the way, and which is why I started doing this. I felt like the one side or the other has been the norm, and being middle of the way is outcasted. It's not something that people do anymore, and I want to bring that back. I honestly feel like that's how we move forward, is if you meet in the middle. Any relationship is not going to work unless you work together, and I feel like politically we're we are just, trying very hard to stay away from each other. As a matter of fact, the litmus test is whatever the other side wants, then therefore I'm not going to think about it. The other side that I don't belong to wants to go forward, then I'm going to go backward. If the other side feels like this is a black, then I'm going to call it white. Why would I think about it? I mean, things that are so weird that people used to think of it this way and now they think of it this way. The same item, the same thing, that one group of people feel like this is how we were doing this. Instead of going this direction, well, the leadership calls for different things, so let's go the other direction. And I feel like this is not the America that I remember, the America that I came to 48 years ago. The America I came to, people here were so nice and wonderful. They still are nice and wonderful, but they were eager to hear about my country. They wanted to know my background. They wanted to know my culture. They wanted to learn about my food. They were willing to experience everything, and they were genuinely interested, not just by words, but they were genuinely interested. Now I say I'm an immigrant, they run a mile a minute. And I totally get, I mean, I'm always talking to other immigrants and saying, we did this to ourselves, and that's true, we did it to ourselves. But did we do it to the point where we're changing the American heart? Did we do it to the point where we're actually changing the spirit of the American people? I hope not. I hope that they see that the people who make the news, the bad people that make the news from all walks of life, they're the very few, but the majority of the people are really nice and appreciate where we are. Now, Bill Maher in the 90s, when I turned on TV, Comedy Central it was, and I see this guy whose name is Bill Maher, Politically Incorrect was the name of the show, and I'll watch it and I always tell myself, I cannot watch this show. I turn it off, I watch something else. He has very bad mouth, very foul language, and his way of thinking was just outrageous. Just I could not think that way. One of the things that I can't wrap my head around in the political world is that they think that since you are an immigrant, then you belong to a certain party, and that's just the way they, paintbrush you. And this guy was very far left at that time, he's not even center anymore. I think he stayed where he was all along. He never changed, but he's considered now, because the left had gone so far to the left that he's considered right center even. I mean, he's still left leaning. He never votes, with the Republican, but that's what he says. But anyway, I don't care about where he votes. But my point is that it makes more sense than everybody now. He makes more sense than Republicans and Democrats, because he talks some sense into both sides. He talks some sense into, wait a minute, don't be so rigid on your judgments and your beliefs that nobody else is right, and don't be just so flaky that you run with the wind and you become so misunderstood, like we don't even recognize you. We don't even understand what you're saying. And so many people who are in that world, in that center area, is trying to bring that part back to where we can understand them, with everything that they have in there that have ruined their chances of progressing. And the problem is, the way I see it, that these political people, the ones in Congress and Senate and everywhere, their job is to be, polarized. Their job is to be one side, but not the people. The people should be the ones that, when you have a tree and you're trying to set it straight, one side is pulling to the extreme left and the other side is pulling to the extreme right, and that's where the tree actually comes in straight up. But the people have changed to where the people themselves are not going the straight way. Like we're supposed to say to ourselves, I disagree with these far left and I disagree with these far right, so I want to use my brain and go straight. Instead, we're doing this. We're actually talking right or left more extreme than the politicians. The politicians are now following us, following the people who are like very, very flaky on both sides. So the country is not going straight. People are not moving forward. They are not moving in the right direction. They're not listening to their own brain and analyzing what they're hearing in order to go in the right way and moving forward. There are either people that love this guy, hate her, hate him, love her, and everybody, neither one of them is correct. Neither one of them is doing anything, in my opinion, that's right. For example, this one congresswoman that I really thought she was coming a long way. When she first came on, I didn't understand most of the stuff that she was saying. And then she started making a little bit of sense. And then she goes overseas and they hit her with a question that she stumbles on. There is nothing wrong with saying, I did not know foreign policies. I did not know that type of foreign policy. What the answer to that question, I did not know. There's nothing wrong with answering the question by saying, I don't know the answer to this, but I will find it. I will research it. I'll talk, I'll brainstorm about it, and then I'll come back and answer you. And that would be a good answer. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody in the world doesn't know everything in the world. But yet she stumbles, which again, okay, she stumbles. When she comes back and the whole world is making fun of her, both sides, by the way, were making fun of her. This side that was always making fun of her and against her took it as a good way of, making fun of her. And the other side couldn't protect her, so they chimed in, were also, mocking her. But the thing that gets me is that she comes back and she sees that all these people are talking negative about what she did, the way she answered. So what does she do? She says she does her personal, I don't know whether it's Instagram or Facebook or something. She broadcast it, podcast, I guess. And she says, well, the reason it took me a minute to answer is because I think about what I say. It takes me a minute or two before I reply to questions. And that's why it took me a minute to reply. Unlike, and then her always go-to is to hammer on the president of the United States. So she's always going to take, whatever attention that she got, negative attention, and throw it at the other side. Unlike the president, who always says things, whether he means it or not, says the things that are not true, says things, whatever. Well, this is not a defense for your action. What do you care what he says and what he does if you are saying that, answering everything and replying and talking the best way possible? I don't see, there are a lot of prominent politicians that are anti the president, but I don't see them always holding the rocks and throwing it at him. They're answering the questions the best of their knowledge. Not like, I don't do this unlike him. When she did that, in my opinion, she opened herself up for more mocking, because that tells me that, what about all these years that we've known you? We've known you for close to 10 years now, and every time you answer the question, you answer very quickly, and now you're saying you don't? That's not true. You always do answer very quickly, and you're trying to tell us you take a minute to answer, to think about it. No, you don't. You just reply. You're one of those fast thinker. And now you're saying that, unlike him, well, don't blame him for his mistakes. He wasn't the one who went there and stumbled. This is your issue. This is your thing. But this is the thing that I find it so incredible, that this is the United States. Do you know that before I came here, I thought that this country was so perfect. It still is. It still is. My mind is still very perfect. But I see these kids, and now they're kids to me. They come in and they don't know things, and they try to tell me that they know it better than me. I don't know it, but I can tell that you don't know it either. And that's one of the things that I feel like where we are today, because we cannot work together. We're trying to always holding a rock and throwing it at the other side. And I'm talking the people, us. When are we going to stop doing that and start thinking, let's go back a generation or two when people work together? We were able to sit together and talk about everything, including politics, and not get mad at each other. Today, people are angry with each other. Just the fact, if I know that this person is a Republican and I'm a Democrat, I don't want to talk to them. This is primitive. That when you can't debate something, that's primitive. That we're going back to the countries where third world countries, because those are the ones that are always following one leader and cannot, they think they're going to hell if they follow another leader. So let me just say today and always, let me just say, if you're listening, please do whatever you can to bring people who are from different ideas, not to convince them that what your idea is better, but listen to what their idea is. They might know something you don't know, and you get to learn it. And the same thing. That's how we grow as a nation. Shame on me for not sharing this with you and telling you that this is how this country was always built on. And when they don't, it ends in wars, and it ends not good. It becomes a divorce situation. And don't you see that a lot of these things are happening now? This state is always red. This state is always blue. This should not be the case. All the states should be purple. And if it is blue and if it is red, then it should move, it should circulate. It cannot be all just one color or the other. So please invite people who think differently and talk, debate. Beautiful things to debate. Debating an issue is a gorgeous, beautiful thing. And always leave there, you will leave there more and more enriched, because the idea that you hear from the other side is going to help you understand. And maybe there's something you didn't know that you get to learn. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, that all the time. Please help yourself make this country the best country in the world. It is better than all the countries, but we need to make it the best country in the world. And thank you for listening to me.